Hello and welcome. This training video is designed to walk you through the enhanced airfare booking process. In this video, we will explain briefly why the airfare booking process has been changed, demonstrate how the airfare booking process has changed, and provide contact information should you require support or have questions and feedback. The enhanced process has benefits to both the traveler and RX North America as a business. Let's first look at the employee benefits. All airfare travel will now be charged directly to a central travel account, meaning no more expense report submission. As the cost is billed to RX directly, it removes the burden of an employee having to charge airfare to their corporate card and then claim the expense and process the payment. Less time, less hassle. When an employee does require approval to travel, approval is easily managed via email and mobile. It removes the need to have awkward conversations with line managers and P&L owners after the booking has taken place. The new process provides greater visibility into where an employee is at any point when traveling. This is invaluable to ensure RX upholds its duty of care to employees. Now, let's quickly review the company benefits. Firstly, we are adopting an industry standard best practice and are pioneers of the process within Relics. If employees are submitting less expense reports and approvals can be managed anywhere at any time, we are streamlining the airfare expense process for everyone involved. P&L owners are provided early visibility to out-of-policy bookings, resulting in less hassle to change ticketed flights, as well as providing more transparency to airfare costs as early as possible to assist with cost management. Now, let's take a quick look at the different types of approval. Firstly, passive approval. This is an email generated at the point the user has completed their booking. The flight is ticketed, and the P&L owner and traveler's line manager are notified via email with copy of the itinerary. The notification does not require any intervention. However, there will be a window in which the P&L owner or traveler can notify BCD and cancel the travel. When does this happen? This happens when travel is booked within 24 hours, allowing for any last-minute changes or emergencies to be ticketed immediately. It will also take effect when any domestic flight is booked that is not first or business class travel and is $100 or less from the lowest logical fare. This will be explained in more detail during the system demonstration. Now, let's see what active approvals are. An active approval creates an email notification which requires action by the P&L owner. The booking will not be ticketed until approval is granted. Once the P&L owner has approved the travel, the booker will be notified and both the booker and line manager will receive a copy of the itinerary. What would trigger an active approval? All travel outside of the U.S., domestic travel booked in business class, any flight booked in business class where the segment is less than 7 hours, or the lower fare taken has exceeded $100 from the lowest logical fare offered. It's important to note that with the introduction of the travel approval process, the paper-based electronic international approval form is no longer required. If the approver does not take action 4 hours after the first approval email request was sent out, a reminder email will go out to the approver and the booker of the trip. If after 8 hours the approval has not been received, a final reminder notice will be sent to the approver and the booker. Along with the final reminder being sent out, the reservation will be documented with date, time, final reminder sent for approval, and the reservation will be placed on the reject queue at the BCD travel office. The reservation is still considered to have an open status, so until action is taken to either approve or decline the reservation, or when the airline cancels the reservation, the approvers can still action the request. The traveler will need to follow up with the approver or contact BCD Travel to make other arrangements or cancel the reservation to avoid no-show fees or vendor debit memos. Now, let's dive in and see how this happens on the online tool. It's important to remember that if you call and book a flight, the same approval model will be enforced as in the online booking tool. You can access Concur by going through the RX Internet site, clicking the Travel Approval Policies and Procedures link, and then clicking on the Concur Booking Tool icon. Once in the Concur site, you can navigate to the booking pane. You will have the option defaulted to book as yourself, but there is an option to book for a guest. If booking for a guest or hosted buyer for the TAP or one-to-one programs, the process has not changed and this will not be billed directly to the Central Travel account. You will have the option to book airfare or rail, car rental, hotel, or just rail. Remember, only the airfare will be billed directly to the Central Travel account. All other travel transactions will be charged to your corporate card stored on your BCD profile. I will remain on the air and rail option and now select an airport departure and airport arrival along with my travel dates and times. Before I submit my search, you will see I can sort on price or on schedule. In this example, I will search on price. As you can see, the progress bar indicates that my search results are building. Now that my search results have completed, you see a matrix of flight options built at the top, which is fully clickable and will filter the search results based on your selection. You will notice to the top right of my search results, the sorted by option states Custom. Custom provides search results based on 3 variables: convenience of travel, cost, and preferred carriers. These variables are used to determine the lowest logical fare. In this example, you will notice the first flight in the list has a star at the bottom left-hand corner, indicating this is the lowest logical fare available for this trip option. You will also notice that the select option is highlighted in green, indicating it is within policy. You do have the option to change the sort by and select such options as low to high pricing, where the lowest fare will be shown first. If I scroll further down the page, you will now see that the select option has turned yellow and is displaying a warning sign indicating that this flight option is out of policy. If you click select, you will see a new window appear. If you wish to take this flight option, you will have to select a reason from the set of predefined options and will have the option to add a description if you wish to provide more information. These pieces of information will be presented to the P&L owner in the approval email. Within this window, you will also see the lowest logical airfare and details of alternative flight options in policy. As I'm a good traveler, I'm going to cancel out here and select a flight in policy. On the Review and Reserve Flight screen, if you scroll to the bottom of the page, you will see a warning informing you this will be charged directly to your Central Travel account. As I'm happy with my flight, I will click Reserve and Continue. After seeing a more detailed review of my itinerary, I will click Next and click OK to the warning. Almost there. Prior to confirming my booking, I am prompted to enter the Management Center, Activity, and Show Year. By introducing these steps, we capture the information at the point of booking, eliminating the need for airfare expense report submission. It is important to get these values right, as the Management Center selected will determine the P&L owner who will receive notifications or approval requests for out-of-policy bookings. To select the Management Center, click on the blue box next to the field. In the pop-up window, type either the Management Center name or code. Once you have identified the correct Management Center, click Select. Now select the Show Activity from the drop-down list and the correct show year. Finally, you need to select your purpose of travel. If you have questions on coding multi-trip or intercompany travel, please refer to the training deck, which can be found on the RX Internet page under Travel Policies and Procedures. At the bottom of the screen, you will have the option to hold or book your flight. If you hold your flight, no notification or active approval will be triggered. The notifications and approval emails are only triggered when the user selects the option to purchase ticket. If I click Next, I now have the option to purchase tickets. Once this button is clicked, the approval and notification process is kicked off. If you have booked in policy, then the P&L owner will receive an email detailing your itinerary, clearly stating that no action is required. Both the traveler and the line manager will receive the standard itinerary. If you have booked a flight out of policy, then an active approval email will be generated and sent to you. It will outline any policy violations and the reason for violation provided at the point of booking. If you have booked a flight out of policy, then an active approval email will be generated. It will clearly state action is required and the consequences of not taking action. It will also outline any policy violations, and in the case of the approver, will have the option to approve or decline. As an approver, you should click one of these two options. Once the option of approve or decline has been clicked, one of two emails will appear. Both emails will provide the option to add text, so any notes or detailed reasons for decline can be sent back to the traveler. It is important to ensure, as an approver, you click send, as this will trigger the next set of actions. If the email is not sent, then the system will not know any action has been taken. These steps can easily be performed on a mobile device to make approving or declining travel requests as easy and convenient as possible. Once the approver has sent an email, the traveler will receive notification their trip has either been approved or declined, and any text the approver provided will be displayed to them. Hopefully, you will have seen and heard a lot of valuable information, but let's take a moment to pause and recap on some of the key points. Any flight option highlighted in green is within policy and will only trigger passive approval. Any flight option in yellow is out of policy and will trigger an approval notification to the P&L owner. Passive emails require no action and for informational purposes only. Active approvals will require an approval or decline from the P&L owner. Reminder emails are sent to the P&L owner for active approval after 4 and 8 hours. It's important for you as the traveler to follow up with the P&L owner if you are awaiting approval to avoid the need to cancel and rebook. This also means being smart about when you book. Book in the working week and as early as possible that day. Airfare is billed directly to the central travel account. All other travel costs should be billed to your corporate card and claimed back through the standard expense submission process. As you are now entering the Management Center, activity, and show year in the booking process, airfare expense reports are no longer required. International airfare no longer requires the printing, entering of details, and sign-off of the paper-based form. This will be handled in an automated process. As this is a process change, you may need a little assistance from time to time. This slide helps identify the right individuals to direct your questions to. We encourage feedback, so please submit this to Rebecca Duenas. More training material is available in the Travel, Policies, and Procedures section of the RX Internet. Thanks for watching and safe travels. Couple flubs.